2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cosplay Podcast, episode 30. My God, 30 episodes! And people, okay, admittedly not many, are still watching them. But that's okay, because I enjoy them. And today we're going to have a bit of a chilled episode, because we're actually going to talk about E3, which, I admit, what has that got to do with cosplay? Well, nothing really, but it is my podcast, so I can do what the hell I like, and because I think the majority of us, we do actually cosplay computer game characters, don't we?
Yeah, I should have references.
So yeah, it is cosplay. It is vaguely cosplay related. So just think about the very long procrastination section. By the way, let's get the formalities out of the way. I am Danny of the Huangs. We have the Sophie Harbour, and we have the Christian of Clark with a clock fan thingamajig, which doesn't look that cool because annoyingly my camera froze at that inconvenient moment, and I'm gonna keep complaining about I need a new laptop. But that's not going to happen for a while because I'm going to Dragon Con, where I need the funds to fund that.
Just sell your kidneys. They're worth like 10 grand on the black market.
Sweet.
You only need one of them, innit?
Yeah, you only need one kidney. So you can make 10 grand and still be able to drink.
That is very tempting. I don't know, but me being the raging pessimist I am, I think I need a backup. But anyway, yeah, like I said, there's a bit of a chill show. We got no guests, but I think it's nice once in a while because I get 4 guests. I think most of the time, we talk over each other, etc. So this time we get each will tend to bat. By the way, not really much on the costume front, so I think we'll just skip our current project because obviously this is an E3 special, which I think we just stated. So cons. I believe Sophie, you went to Collectormania. That was last month, wasn't it?
No, it was last weekend. No, well, yeah, like last weekend or the weekend.
I think it was the week before last weekend because I'm thinking, no, last weekend, or was it?
Yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good burp, Christian. That is on posterity.
Yeah, it was like the first weekend of June. So yeah, about 2 weeks.
Right. Report.
It was actually really good. I was really surprised. Okay,
really?
So I know that we all don't like showmasters, I know that. But they did actually have a well planned out con this time. Which was like because it was the NEC, I was expecting a huge crowd, like MCM. Big crowds like Birmingham MCM always draws like huge crowds. So I was like, oh, it's going to be so packed. And me and my group, we'd all bought general entry weekend, so we were like, oh, we're going to be stuck in a queue for ages. There was no queue. They got us through super quick. They got us with our wristbands on super quick. They'd actually paid.
Interesting.
Yeah, they'd actually paid out for good quality wristbands this time. And there was a nice, organised... It looked like they must have had a queue or at least predicted some sort of big queue because they did have a queuing system, but they just moved the gates away so people could just directly walk in because there wasn't any queue. The con itself, obviously it had the same stalls that are at, every Showmasters event. You see them every single time. And the aisles in between the stalls were really nice and wide, so you had no issues with shuffling. When you're just kind of shuffling down. Yeah. There, I didn't have that. I could walk around. Big open areas where people could just sit and hang out, and that was really nice. So if you had a big costume, you wouldn't have a problem walking around in 40k armor or stuff like that.
That much space,
there's that much space. You could just walk down the aisles and you'd have no problem walking down the aisles. They had the place where all of the guests were all lined up against one side, and they had all the sports guests along the other side. and that seemed pretty well organised. They had like virtual queuing tickets for photos and for autographs and everything. My friend bought autographs and photo shoots, and he did the virtual queue thing because like some of the guests were just they had just queues constantly, like Dean Kane and
Oh,
Guy.
damn! I forgot you was there. Oh, damn,
Yeah,
I went
the
now.
Guy from Flash.
hero.
They had Ming Na Wen as well from Agents of Shield.
They had Cisco from Flash, didn't they?
Yeah, some guy from the Flash. I don't.
Carlos.
Yeah.
Some
Cisco.
guy from the Flash. He's a dude, bro.
Danny, Cisco.
Yeah, I know.
don't
Yeah, I know
watch
that.
the Flash, but his cue
Watch
just
it, it's amazing.
Yeah, watch it.
Like,
Watch it,
Really
Sophie.
good singer as well.
If you could watch Gotham, I'm pretty sure you could watch the Flash. Just
Plus-
saying.
Plus, he's a really good singer.
Yeah,
Got
and
his band.
they had like the one thing that I was really happy about is they had the aircon on. You could feel the aircon.
There's aircon
Like-
in the NEC?
Yeah, you could.
I had
feel
no
air-
idea.
They had a main stage, and they had a cosplay stage.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes. How was the actual
Yeah.
cosplay ran this time? We didn't have a family judging it. Was it actually a decent stage this
No.
time?
No, they had like proper cosplay guests this time, from all
interesting.
different backgrounds. That
Anyone we
were-
recognise?
Well, one of my friends was a guest, and like there were a couple that I'd sort of heard of, but I never really sort of haven't followed, but I just know who they are. And they had a nice big seating area for the cosplay stage and everything. I didn't see how big the stage was. I didn't really go into the actual stage bit itself. But it was nice to see that they had the cosplay stage on one side of the hall, and they had the main stage on completely the other side. So the light, like the noise, didn't bother either side, which was really good.
Interesting.
They had lots of different photo areas set up as well for the different guests as well. So there wasn't too much crowding with, photo issues or whatever. What else? Yeah. I'd say apart from it being like super chilled and lots of space, even though there were lots of people, there was lots of space, and a nice, well set out cosplay area and a nice, well set out area for photos and autographs. It was well run. Like it did well.
Amazing.
And then they've got one planned for next year already, and me and people I went with are already planning to go back next year. I mean,
Okay.
I'm just sad that I didn't think to bring bigger costumes with me, because I thought that it would be so packed that there would be no space for anything.
Actually, yeah. Before we
Also
move on,
shit.
before we move on, how was the security handled? Because obviously everything's been
Oh.
tightened up.
Yeah, they did have security wandering around in the con. We did see the odd policeman.
Were your bags searched?
My friend had a bag. I didn't have a bag. I had an arm sling on for one of my costumes, but they didn't check it, so they must have thought that I was actually injured.
You could have been smuggling drugs in.
I literally could have had anything in there, but they didn't check it. But I mean, the only thing I had in there was like snacks. Like I was just keeping snacks in there.
How'd you do?
Yeah, well, I thought, why not? I've got no bag, so. They did have security posted on the door that were bag checking. They did have security walking around. They had security just in general around the NEC. We saw quite a lot of them. We also did have a meal in the airport next to the NEC. There was security around there. Everything was like really tight, locked down. I did get like checked walking back into the NEC at one time, because I bought some stuff, so obviously they wanted to check my bag that I bought. And it was really good. Oh, and they had like a little Viking LARP thing going on as well. I don't really know why. It may have been part of the UK Games Expo. which was on at the same time, and everyone from there was very nice. You saw a lot of those people walking around, chatted to them while I was having a Subway. Yeah, I don't know why they were there, but it was cool to see a load of Viking little huts and stuff and shops and lots of they had like lots of fast food vans and carts and stuff outside. So there's plenty of food everywhere if you were hungry. So that was good. Don't know. Other than that, it was just a really chill weekend. You didn't have any problems with security or getting in, getting out, walking around, plenty of space. Everything was just priced as it is with Showmasters cons. The only thing I will say is I only found one stall out of the entire convention that was actually selling real FNAF stuff. Everything else was fake.
Ooh, controversial.
Which annoyed me. Like, there was some real Funko Pops, but when it came to any of the plushies or the figures, it was all fake. It's all fake shit. And I was like, oh, god damn. Because obviously I'm still looking. As much as I'm not in the fandom as much at the moment, I still like looking for the merch. And there were some stalls that had fake merch. There was only one stall that had the actual £12 figurines, you know, the articulated ones that they're selling at the moment, which I've got over there, but I can't get them because they're all sort of
and the camera and the cameras are frozen annoyingly again. I can't.
Then
Can't wait.
But yeah, there were stalls with fake merch. That, I mean, that's typical, isn't it, for most cons? But yeah, we did spot the odd fake thing dotted around.
Yeah. Not a fan of, you know, because obviously I used to be a creator. Technically, in theory, I'm still a creator, even though if it's not my IP and stuff, but you really should support the man that, well, obviously made the thing happen in the first place and not really help scumbags. Yeah.
There was a very tiny artist alley, a very tiny one. But I did get some artwork, and there was this one guy selling some amazing artwork prints, and he was the original artist, so he was signing all of the prints as well, and his artwork was fantastic. Like, I bought myself a Bucky print off him.
So to be honest, wasn't Collectormania, well, it says so in the name, mainly supposed to be about collectibles and all that. It's not really a Comic-Con per se.
There were stalls that were doing old merchandise and collectibles and stuff like that, but there were also the odd sort of anime manga store, all the stores selling generic anime manga toys from one side and then like figurines on the other side. There was some the one thing that did pique my interest at one point was I saw some Overwatch figurines, the statues, you know, the Blizzard statues that they've got of like Soldier and Reaper and stuff. And I was like, oh, look at them, those are the ones I want. But Blizzard are doing them at about like 100 or 200 quid or something like that, and these things were 65, and I was like, those cannot be real.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are recast or whatever, you know, basically they are just fake.
Their boxes didn't look as neat as what you'd expect from Blizzard, and I was like, no, no. Okay. But I was tempted, but no, not when I spotted they had the price. I was like, nah, it's got to be fake, which did disappoint me because I'm still looking for Overwatch stuff. But I did find some Overwatch Funkos though, like proper ones.
Yeah, you remind me. I've got to get a load more ones. Because I've recently gotten into Tracer now, because I've never really cared about Tracer. And I thought, actually, do you know what? She kind of suits my playstyle, so I now have to add Tracer to my list of Funko Pops, you know, characters I played. Though annoyingly, it's a case of my taste changed, because I used to play a lot of Widow, and now I don't even touch her, so it's a case of, oh wow, Funko Pop of a character I don't actually even play anymore.
Yeah, I've got Reinhardt and Symmetra that I got from the con. They were 35 for both, which I thought was pretty good. It's not bad, really.
Is it? Well, I can understand Reinhardt because he's bigger, but 35 for Symmetra, isn't that a bit high?
No, it's 35 for
Oh,
both.
for both? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's sweet. I was about to
So
say.
so it was like 25 for Reinhardt and then 10 for Symmetra, because I think individually he was 25 and she was about 11.99 or something,
Oh,
but because
that's-
of both, he did a deal. Because both me and Scott did the same thing. Like, Scott went and got the two, and I was like, "Where'd you get those from?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, if you buy more, you get a deal." And I was like, "Okay." So I went there and I bought exactly the same
Okay.
figures.
All right. So that was Collectormania then. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Good con, pretty chill. Definitely going back next year with bigger outfits to show off a little bit more.
Okay, just before we wrap it up, just some context. It is just basically Showmasters at basically the NEC because it's like an old con which was not ran by Showmaster. I've forgotten the history now, so annoyingly we'll probably have to do it in the correction section. But it was its own thing, and then it got snapped up, and then it sort of got abandoned for a while.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it disappeared for a year, and this has been the first time it came back. I mean, I thought there would be more people. I was surprised that there were not as many people as I expected, but I don't know whether that was either because people didn't know about it, or possibly because of the terror attacks that had happened just the previous week may have put a few people off.
It also could have been because the week before it was like MCM. It was
It was MCM London, yeah.
So I think everyone has just ran out of cash. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could have been a mixture of things. I mean, there were still a lot of people there, but to have the amount of space that I had to walk around was really nice. I'm not like saying that having less people is a bad thing, because it meant that I could just walk around, and I saw some old friends that I hadn't seen in a super long time, and yeah,
Okay.
it was just a really nice, relaxed environment. Think of like Cardiff Comic Con, but just at the NEC. It's pretty much.
The last time I went Cardiff was still a little packed, although that's more to its archaic
But
layout because
yeah, like Cardiff is smaller. The NEC, they had Hall 5, which I think is like the biggest hall, so they had like plenty of space for everything. Yeah, I think Hall 5 is the biggest one.
Oh right.
But yeah,
okay.
we had that one, and I was just pleasantly surprised as to that space I had to walk around. I really like that. I like sort of the chilled cons that give you a lot of space to walk around and not many people. It's very relaxing.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword because what I've tended to notice, and I think this was the case of London Super Comic Con, yeah, we all liked it because it was less crowded, but sadly that didn't work out in, obviously, London Super Comic Con's favour, because that basically meant it wasn't getting enough money. I mean, it was great for us because it was like, oh wow, we can get cheap hotel rooms because... But then it's like, oh dear, there's no more this year because it didn't sell enough tickets. So, bear that in mind, people. It's great if you've got a lot of space, but at the same time think, but if there's not enough people going to this con, don't expect it to come back next year. So, interesting. We'll see.
Yeah, they did have, they have announced that they are doing another one next year and it is going to be at the NEC again. So obviously they made enough cash to hire out the NEC for the weekend again.
Okay.
They must have done something right. I mean, they were charging through the nose for autographs, let's put it that way, as well. I didn't get
how much was a typical autograph? Because I think I paid 45 for Donnie Yen, cheaper, about the same.
Yeah, it was about the same. Some people were about 45, some people were 60. I think...
wait a minute, who is bigger than Donnie Yen? I mean, I hate... As much as I love Dean Cain, I kind of think Donnie Yen is a little bit more relevant and especially more rarer than...
Yeah, they had... Well, they had obviously the lady from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was expensive. I think she was about 60 or something. I think she might have been like 40 or 60 for like an... I think she was about 40 for an... Well, 45 for an autograph, and I think maybe 50 or 60 for the photo. They had obviously Dean Cain, they had John Barrowman, they had both of the people that were in the in Darth Vader's costume. They had Dave Prowse, and they had the guy from Rogue One. They had another guy from Rogue One.
Oh, was that Alan Tudyk? I think...
No, they didn't have Alan Tudyk, no.
Oh, okay,
they did have Hodor, he was there, he was quite...
Hodor!
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah,
They had a really good bunch of guests. Like, they had some really big, like, Stargate guests as well, which is nice.
Okay.
But they were between sort of 45 to 65 for autographs and photos.
Okay.
There wasn't sort of any anything cheaper than that.
All right. Yeah, I think that's enough. Collectormania was on saying things. And now I think we move on to our related piece of news, which is kind of interesting. And basically, I wasn't aware of this, but it was recently brought up in my feed. Apparently, San Diego Comic-Con tried to go after Salt Lake Comic-Con because it infringed upon because it was saying that obviously the word Comic-Con was owned by San Diego, and apparently this case has been ongoing for a number of years. And this is kind of interesting because according to the points made by this, because there were some points highlighted, Comic-Con International does not have a trademark for Comic-Con. They tried to get it in 1996, but Chicago Comic-Con and Motor City Comic-Con opposed the trademark, and San Diego abandoned it. Number 2, San Diego did not originate the term Comic-Con. By the 1960s, America and comic collectors gathered for the event were called Comic-Cons, and Comic Conventions. In 1966, 3 Comic-Cons were held in New York City alone. There are more other points, but I think the only reason why San Diego went deliberately after St. Comic-Cons, I don't know if I'm going to be bothered to put it on the screen right now, is geography. Pure and simply, San Diego is somewhere there on the. San Diego is and Salt Lake is just literally a couple of. Well, I wouldn't say a couple of miles east, but it's just slightly east to it.
Just one state over.
Yeah, and that is pretty much why they went after it, and I think it was because it was started up by a well-known comic creator, and it's actually a relatively new con. It started in 2013, because I was looking this up, even though a lot of people, funny enough, complain about the same thing, like San Diego, because it's a massive con. I think the first couple of numbers were in the hundreds of thousands. I think the last one was pretty much the same numbers as San Diego. It was 300,000. But I think that's kind of why San Diego pretty much went after Salt Lake Comic Con, because they were direct competitors, and now. So, but before I pass it on to what you think, I think just to play devil's advocate, even though, quite frankly, it's kind of ludicrous they did it, because Comic-Con it's a generic term. You do, for copyright things, you do have to defend your copyright, otherwise you'll lose it. Because the reason why everybody's using the word cola, even though Coca-Cola actually invented it, is because Coke didn't defend it. So that's why everybody can now use the word cola. They can't use the word
cakes.
Yeah, because they didn't defend it. So so when something becomes generic. Yeah, but I don't know. I think I pretty much said upon. Actually, I think I pretty much already covered this post. But I think we can agree. This is just a bit nasty, isn't it? This is just scumbag. This is just scumbag central.
I could understand if San Diego Comic Con wanted to sue someone for the fact that they're using the name San Diego Comic Con.
Yes.
That I'd understand. But the word Comic Con, that's like trying to get the word Comic Sans trademarked.
Yeah.
Or the word bread trademarked.
Could you imagine if somebody trademarked the word bread? How
I'm going to do it. I'd make so much money. Give me the bread. But as I said, if someone you can't trademark Comic Con because it's used throughout the whole world.
Yeah, now
same as Expo. But if you trademark the name of your thing, such as San Diego Comic Con, Salt Lake Comic Con, MCM Expo, or MCM Comic Con as it's called now, those are trademark words because they're your name. You just can't just trademark one part of the word. Stupid people.
Well, funny you should say that.
This is why people think people, and this is why people attack Americans, because they're so fucking stupid.
Well, funny you should mention that, because this unfortunately does happen. As a matter of fact, it happens quite often. It happened quite recently with Zenomax. Because they went after the developers that created a game called Pray for the Gods, and they forced them, because obviously ZeniMax, obviously that owns Bethesda. They came up with a game callalled Prey recently. So now, unfortunately,
they didn't come up with a game called Prey. Prey originally was its own game, and then Bethesda brought the name, and then decided to call it Prey 2. Well, Prey, but it's actually Prey 2, but it's not actually Prey 2. It's just a crap game.
It's just called. Well, Funny enough, we're going to be talking a lot about games as quickly as we finish this section, so hold your horses. But no, because ZeniMax are, well, because again, it goes back to the trademark thing, because if you don't virulently defend it, the thing is, the poor indie company could have stood their grounds and fought it, but it's a case of, sadly, they would not have been able to afford the fight, and that is what kind of often happened. But the thing is, because this happened before, funny enough, with Bethesda, when they went after Scrolls, the game, because obviously Bethesda again, yes, the Elder Scrolls, even though, quite frankly, anybody with synapses and brain cells, yes, there's a game called the Elder Scrolls. I think it's a bit hard to confuse it with, oh, Scrolls, that's got to do with Skyrim, isn't it? No. So this is the same sort of situation with San Diego. They were trying to, do another situation where they thought Salt Lake wouldn't bother because obviously it would cost them bare money and they would just change it to something else. But no, Salt Lake stood their ground, and apparently on the recent update, there is proof in the public records of the Patent and Trademark Office that San Diego Comic-Con International provided false information to secure one or more of its incontestable trademarks. So I think San Diego are going to pretty much lose this case.
Spaghetti-o.
Mm-hmm. But I think, no, this is the sad problem, as I was saying. It's like, you can win this case, but it's going to cost you money. And in this case, this feud has already cost the Salt Lake City people $1 million. Yes.
Yeah, but if they win the case, they're going to get a fuck ton of money from it.
Maybe, but
they get all their legal. San Diego Comic Con will have to pay all their legal fees, which is £1 million, and any reputable damage. So, and then San Diego Comic Con will probably lose a lot of sponsorships.
I wouldn't go that far because I think sadly they are. Come on, let's think. Yeah,
they're not bulletproof. They will lose sponsorship. Look at YouTube. YouTube is a big brand, and then when they lost loads of sponsors because
but they're going to come
stupid videos.
Yeah, but they're going to come back because they have pretty much because most of those drama channels, they've just realised now, they're not going to get any views, so they're going to just F off. I mean, they're still going to be stupid content, but it's going to discourage people like the Keemstars, the Leafy from doing that crap now. I mean, people will still watch it, but at the end of the day, they're not going to get any money from it, and they won't get any money ties. But that's another argument for another day, and I'm not quite in that league yet. But
fuck YouTube.
Well, it's the channel we're on at the moment, so maybe not. It's a necessary.
Switch to Twitch.
Yeah, no, because I would have to be very fast with a censor button if you're going to carry on.
You can swear on Twitch.
Yeah, I know you can.
Beep, 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 beep. I'll just get a buzzer saying beep, beep, beep.
Really, Christian, you're going to censor yourself. I don't somehow believe you.
No, can't censor me.
But anyway, just to conclude, it's just a typical case of American litigation, and again, as we cited, there's just so many companies that will go off the trademarks, and for F's sake, Sony tried to copyright Let's Play. Can you believe that? And not so long ago, the Fine Brothers tried to copyright the word react. This is just atypical behaviour, and I don't want to say well, it is just all Americans, but I guess so. Maybe you're right.
Well, I think the problem with the Fine Bros one was the fact that they were trying to trademark the word React for their program, not in a general term of the trademark of taking the word React and trademarking that, but as their brand, as they wanted to.
Yeah.
But it came out muddled and it didn't come out right.
Well,
so
you can't really trademark React because it's generic, but at the same time they did a lot of damage because, a really good channel like The Elders React got shut down because of that bullshit. Not that I technically care, because I don't know, React videos are kind of vapid, and
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I've got a fun fact for you. I mentioned Jaffa Cakes.
Yes.
They did in Australia and New Zealand. Jaffa Cakes are completely different.
They call them something else, don't they? They call them.
No. They're called Jaffa Cakes, but they are a different thing altogether. I'll show you. I'm just going to copy. This may be a very small image. I'm just going to copy it into the Skype chat.
All right.
It's fucking.
Oh,
They're fucking hilarious.
All right, I'm gonna probably have to edit in. I'm gonna have to probably edit it in right now. Where is it?
Oh no! It's one of those.
That is a bare wall of text that I can't click on.
Right,
Christian,
let me try
that's
again.
like Christian, that's like no, real rap, Christian. This is like Chaucer, proper Chaucer level of what the hell? It's going on forever.
That's better.
What the hell, Christian?
There we go. That came up.
Okay, I'm gonna now post it into the. I'm now gonna post it into. Yeah, I'm gonna edit.
These are made by Cadbury's. This is what you get in Australia and New Zealand. This is what a Jaffa cake is in Australia and New Zealand by Cadbury's.
Those actually look quite nice. I
It's
tried.
They look nice, but they don't look any.
It's chocolate in the middle with an orange shell, so it's basically chocolate M&Ms. Chocolate
Oh.
orange M&Ms.
Oh, okay.
Orange coated chocolate filled, so
What
it's basically chocolate orange coated chocolate M&M.
My British
Or
sensibility.
Smarties.
I
Or
feel.
Smarties,
Okay.
but they're actually balls.
Yeah. Well, I
so
feel my Britishness compels me to sort of hate this because that's not a Jaffa cake.
You
That's
can order them online.
They do look nice.
they do
though.
look nice, but
you can
those are not
order
Jaffa
on
cakes.
I
That's
mean, no, they're not our Jaffa cakes.
No,
but
that is
they
up
look
there.
nice.
That is almost up there. And I'm going to insult whatever American viewer watches this. There's almost up there with biscuits and gravies, which they're not bloody biscuits and gravies. It's bloody dumplings and bread sauce.
To be fair, it's not as bad as this. Wait. It's not as bad as these Jaffa cakes.
Oh my god, this is a tangent. Where does this whole go?
Tell you about Jaffa cakes. It's not as bad as these Jaffa cakes.
Oh,
Okay.
why? Why would you?
Tango Jaffa cakes.
Oh,
Okay. Now I'm going to put that on screen as well. You know what? They
Jaffa cakes with a tango orange.
look so unusual.
yeah, I'm not a fan of tango, so like I wouldn't even go near those.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. It all. To be honest, yeah, that's the thing about tango. It's one of those. I think for a very long time, it was one of those drinks that you always see at chip shops or fried chicken places that you always get with a free meal, and it's always the one drink you don't want.
These Jaffa cakes look like you'd find them at like B&M or Poundland or something. You know?
I don't know.
The only
Weird food that
the only
you
tango
never
I
see
drink,
across.
if I ever see it, it's apple tango. There was a pub once I saw in a pub once. It was apple tango on tap, and I was like, "Give me." 'Cause I
I'll
was
give you
like,
that. The apple tango was all right. I mean, it was groundbreaking. It was just, I don't know, it was just
apple
all right.
Tango on tap is amazing. Oh, where was that? Oh, it was at a service station.
Of course it was.
Like,
Anyway, moving on.
oh, it was also Danny. It was at the pub that we went to in London. We went to when we went to Gold Hawk Road that time.
That was a very bloody long time ago.
Yeah, 2014, maybe 15. I can't remember. I've got the photo somewhere. With like Andy, Ellie, Nathan, Millie.
Oh yeah, that was in the
Roxanne.
West. Oh yeah, that was that
Yeah,
stupid little
Westfield.
pub. Yeah, West.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No,
the
it wasn't Westfield. It was not
one
Westfield.
opposite.
Yeah.
It's the smaller shopping centre.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Well, wasn't it Weatherspoons? I'm assuming it was.
Yeah, it was just
They had
some.
apple tango. They had apple tango and cherry tango on tap, and I had both.
All right, I remember just having a mojito. That was about it.
yeah, because I don't drink, so everyone else was getting plastered, and I was like, I'll just stay sober, because I always stay sober.
Boo.
It's my...
Boo.
No, I haven't drunk since I was 18, so just
Boo. Anyway,
I like being sober. I like my kidneys. I need my kidneys.
with the way things going, I think that's a sensible choice. But anyway,
Yeah.
finally, for those who just skipped ahead, because that's why I got a topic bar, and I probably should have pointed that out at the beginning.
Oh,
I probably might.
do we have timelines now?
We've had timelines for like the last 10 episodes. Bloody hell.
You do know I don't. You do know I don't rewatch the episode. 'Cause-
Well, no, because you're bloody on the show.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't know that when they're on when they go up that you have like click buttons for where to go.
Well,
I didn't
no,
know
we don't have a
that.
click buttons. We just have a little title at the bottom that tells us what topic we're talking about, which actually makes uploading the show longer because I obviously have to change them manually.
Because obviously some people when they do like full stream albums, there's a timer button underneath, and you can click on the times and it goes directly to a track. I didn't know we had that.
I could do that. I'm gonna have to relearn. I think it is you just type in the timeline and it automatically.
Yeah, you
link.
type in the time and something, and it takes you the time that.
Okay, I might actually be bothered to do that. But anyway, for those who have just skipped ahead,
I
because
invented something.
no, it's just because I couldn't be asked because I'm a cosplayer and I'm starting to learn why not so many cosplayers do podcasts about cosplays because they're actually making their cosplays instead of talking about them. Even though most of the time we don't actually talk about cosplays, we talk about conventions and adjacent news. And funny enough, we're talking about E3 now, which is very minusculely related to cosplays. Right. So finally, we talk about E3, but the first thing we're going to do is we are not going to tell who the bloody hell won E3 because I think that is bloody stupid.
I won.
No, I think it's bloody stupid and fanboyish, and I kind of remember very distinctly there was this one YouTuber who I unsubbed, and he used to be one of my favorites, Maximilian, who did all the fighting game stuff, and he said Nintendo won E3 just because Mega Man was in Smash. I kid you not. And I don't know, he was not being facetious, he was, yay, we won E3, yay, and it's like, because Mega Man appeared in Smash. Yeah, so that's why, no, nobody won E3. And it's also a case of, the thing about E3 is, even though we're going to be a bit down here and it kind of undermines the whole reason why we're talking about it is, a lot of the people that won E3 because they announced games that aren't out yet. And it's a case of, but the game that you announced that won E3 that year isn't even out yet. Or some of the games that were announced got cancelled, like Scalebound, so that's the first thing.
I'm disappointed the Scalebound got cancelled because it looked so good.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm like, I get Pet Dragon! I don't get Pet Dragon.
I just like the fact that the main character had a beat head. I don't know, I just love stupid juxtaposition. That's why I kind of like Final Fantasy 15. I just love the fact, a lot of people hated it, it was so mundane, but I was thinking, where can you really go after FF13 when, you know, you have a woman with really weird side armor and all that? No, you're just going to go the opposite direction. I just thought it being mundane made it more interesting, and I just thought the same thing with Scalebound. It's like, yeah, you got a guy that rides around on the dragon, but he's got a pair of Beats headphones on. I actually thought that was cool. And he turns the music off when he's having a fight.
I'll keep the music on. Stab, stab, stab.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love. I don't know. I just love soundtracks where you have lyrics in them in the middle of games because it is kind of unusual. You know, kind of like in Metal Gear Revengeance or, you know, more recently in Nier, where you've got that really cool, hypnotic, made-up gibberish chanting music, which, yeah. Did I forget to mention Nier's soundtrack is actually better than the game, which is saying something because the game's actually really good, but the soundtrack is literally, it is actually a lot better than the actual game itself, which is... But anyway, so how are we going to do E3? Where we are just going to discuss everybody's highs and not so highs. And I'm going to go first because every time I go, I'm always last. For me, I didn't really take that much away from this E3. I think the ones I really got were, funny enough, there were sequels. So it was the new Wolfenstein. I thought, yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, man.
I love the acid trip. That was funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The little 2D cartoon is. Hey, boy, you gotta hide. Yeah. And I don't know. I just love BJ Blazkowicz. I don't know what it is. It's just I like old-fashioned sort. I just like those old-fashioned sort of. They're almost caricature characters, like, you know, Marv in Sin City. You know, they're just so super testosterone that they're just caricatures of themselves. And BJ Blazkowicz is just one of those because it's like, I don't know. He uttered the immortal lines last year. Well, not last year. The last games. I'm gonna come for you, you fucking Nazi spaceman. Yes.
Plus, you get the kill. You don't just get to kill Nazis.
You're gonna kill the KKK.
You get to kill the Klansmen.
Oh yeah.
So that's 2 games I get to kill Klansmen, basically.
No, but seriously, I wouldn't say the first game because obviously Wolfenstein is like a really long history. Yeah, it's like the Wolfenstein.
No.
We remembered 3D was actually like the 3rd game in the series. The very first one was like was basically an adventure game. But the last one that came out, the New Order, that was a damn fine game. You know, you could dual wield assault rifles. It was actually really, really silly. And plus, it was kind of like the original Doom, where you could just like collect armor, and you know, you could just. That was it. You could just basically walk forward and just basically be a Terminator. And I just thought, okay, this kind of sick. But yeah, the new Wolfenstein was the take. The only other game, which is one that, funny enough, I normally have no interest for, was the new Far Cry. Yes.
Far Cry looked amazing. Like, the fact that I get to kill religious
zealots,
American,
yes.
American religious zealots is amazing, because, like,
Yeah,
like,
with a combine harvester. Yes, you know what? I would have run them over too with a combine harvester.
and I get to
Give
shoot
me
them
that.
from a dock cruster.
And you have a dog that gives you guns.
Yeah, who doesn't want that?
Yeah, I think to myself, all right, sold. Even though it makes no sense because basically it's set in Montana and most of those religious cults, they really should be in the south of America, but I'm pretty sure they deliberately avoided that because obviously something like Waco is a bit of a touchy subject. So, but yeah, it kind of makes no sense because Montana, if you look at the geography, that's like that's like close to the border, to the Canada, to the Canadian border. So yeah.
No, you still get weird rednecks up that way. Like North Carolina is like North America. It's like second state from the border, and it's so racist.
Okay. I've got some people. I've got some people. My friends listen in NC. I might have to double check it. But overall, those were my two highlights, and that's sadly kind. And this kind of tells you the lows. This is kind of. Yeah, I'm going to admit, this E3 was a bit of an off year because it was like... I should have been excited, let's say, about the Assassin's Creed game, but it's a case of... But we've known about this for almost 2... I'm not going to say 2 years. I think it was like a year and a half. There was a case of, oh, they've just confirmed what we already knew. It's set in Egypt. The main character looks cool, and well done for Ubisoft for giving us the cosplay kit like Snap. I think it literally appeared the minute the trailer was shown. All of a sudden, oh... Here is your cosplay kit. Here are your Pantones so that you got your exact color match. It would have been nice if I had that for like Connor like three or 4 years ago. And I think even in the case of Jacob, they took their time with Jacob because it was like that was like leaked years ago. But when they did the E3 announcement, you didn't get the cosplay kit until like about when the game was released. But well done at least for recognizing that cosplayers. Yep, free publicity. Good, yay! But ultimately, yeah, get to the whole point. This E3 was, I think, would I dare say, about 70% of the games we all saw, we expected. And it was like even surprises, like Atrium by BioWare, which was a bit weird.
Anthem.
Anthem. Yeah, that was it, Anthem.
All as I called it, the Iron Man game we should have got.
It looked a lot like you know what? It basically looked like Destiny in an Iron Man suit, but then at the same time, you think about it, that does actually sound kind of cool.
Yeah, but the fact that you get customized suit where you can change the loadout, the color, the specs.
You mean any other?
You can have like a Gatling gun, a mortar, and then you can change to bigger suits. And I'm like, I need this game.
Yeah, if it's a BioWare ad, well, we could definitely see where the main A team. Yeah, we could definitely see where the main team was doing. That's the reason why Andromeda was pretty brass because they were working on this.
Facial animations, yeah, it looks amazing.
Oh yeah, it actually did have animations that looked like they were human beings. But overall, my E3 this year was pretty underwhelming, and it was actually quite shocking that even though I just said nobody really won E3, but I think Ubisoft kind of surprised us because they actually had some. I mean, obviously the biggest unexpected thing was Beyond Good and Evil. It's not really a thing for me, but for a very long time, people were saying, yeah, people were saying that it was abandoned because they didn't make any money. And nope, here you go. This is Beyond Good and Evil 2, and a lot of people were blowing up.
It's kind of like, to me, the way I can only describe Beyond Good and Evil, it's the Firefly of gaming.
Really? Because I was reading up on it. It's a puzzle game, and I just thought, oh, no wonder I didn't play it, because I don't like puzzle games.
It was good back in the day, but when you think of it, like the second one, like now that we're getting the second one, it's been, 15 to 16 years since it's...
yeah.
Yeah. And it's all really, because you think of Firefly, it got cancelled, and then now we're actually getting the game... well, we probably won't be out till like 2020, which is... it'll probably be up before Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, that's the other thing we should... well, actually, no, because I didn't bother watching the Square. Yeah, that's the other thing about E3, because it's a case of... I think I did make that point that companies like Square, they like announcing games. They don't actually like making them, because it was a case... Like I said, apparently Sony won E3 last year because they announced Final Fantasy Remake. Guess what? The game's still not out. And they didn't. Though I respect the fact that they didn't even show more, because for a very long time it was like when Square was showing that rather racist tech demo. The one with the Arab-looking countries. setting beast. I forgot what that was called now, but you know, they were like showing it forever and ever just to demonstrate this is our CGI technology, and that's just for cutscenes. But damn, what was I talking about now?
I can't remember.
Okay, but the whole point was, yeah, that's the thing about E3 is they keep announcing stuff, but it's not even remotely out yet. But anyway, let's just move on. So, Sophie, what were your top picks of E3 then?
Well, Assassin's Creed, but I mean, we all knew that was coming anyway because of all the leaks and everything. So it wasn't really a surprise, but it was nice to see.
It did look good, yes.
It does look good, but I am excited. I was like, oh, is it going to be one of those? But it does actually look pretty good. I'm probably going to pre-order it or something. I like the look of the other game they're doing. Is it like Skull and Bones?
Oh, yes, that was
it. Game. It doesn't look all that bad. I watched a few videos on it, and I was kind of like, I could get behind this. Like, I sent it to my Overwatch group. I was like, anyone fancy doing a pirate crew and, you know, getting a load of shit together? Nobody responded, so I think that's a no. So I might be fine solo. Is
this going to be the year of the pirates? Because obviously you got the Xbox exclusive. I guess we should actually talk about. I guess we should briefly talk about that as well, because we talked about the Xbox exclusive, Sea of Thieves. So now we've got.
I like the Sea of Thieves as well. So
apparently you could launch yourself out of a cannon, and board them and then murder them. I thought, you know what, that actually sounds cool. That actually, I mean, as cool as Skull and Bones looks, because it basically is the pirate section. No, it was basically the shipping sections from AC3 / Black Flag / Rogue. Bloody hell, they recycled that bare times.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you, but the idea of launching yourself out of your own cannon to board a ship and murder them, that actually sounds godlike. It's stupid as fuck. But I'm sorry.
It sounds good though. Yeah. So I'd say like Assassin's Creed and the Skull and Bones one, and I don't know. I suppose the only two I've really looked into. That Anthem one, that looked pretty good. The one thing that disappointed me was just like, oh, here's Skyrim, but VR. I was like, no one's going to play that.
Did anyone see my status?
Yeah, you said VR is meh. I vehemently disagree. I don't think VR is meh. I think the games are meh because a case of. As I said in my status, who wants to play a game from 2011 with even shitter graphics?
Yeah.
Like I watched the video again and I was like, the graphic, and I actually loaded up Skyrim on a 360 and an Xbox One, and I was like, oh my god, the 360 version looks even better than the VR version. That's how bad the graphics is, and I was like, why would anyone want to play a game from 6 years ago for the 7th time in a
Because Bear People brought Skyrim Remastered, which only came out last year, if you remember.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, why
the VR's not even a remaster. The VR's not even a remaster. It's just the basic game, but
with mods
scaled down.
Yeah, with mods.
Yeah, I was just like.
Oh, and then the Switch version, which was like, oh great.
Yeah, you could be. Well, but you could be Link now, aren't you? Aren't you hyped? You could now have the Master Sword, and have even less in-depth combat than Zelda.
Oh, and then Bethesda said, oh, this Bethesda.
Ross
what was it? Bethesda Creative Lounge or whatever it's called.
Yes, they're basically.
There won't be paid mods. But
no, they're not. No. I don't want to spread this misinformation. They're not paid
they
mods.
They are paid mods because
no.
I looked at the screen, bottom corner. It says purchase credits. The only way you can purchase credits is via cash. Yes,
but guess what? But the thing that was made totally clear by my man Total Biscuit is they're not technically paid mods, because the thing is they're being supervised by Bethesda as well. They're technically third party. They are what you would call third party. They're more third party DLC. So yes, in the sense they are paid mods, but in the other sense, that means the people that are making those mods, they're getting paid, and it's a case of I can't argue with the fact that some people.
How much? That's the problem. I don't think it's going to be a lot.
Well, it depends what it is, because obviously the reason why the paid mods failed the last time is because they were charging for stuff that was originally free, and some of it infringed upon other people's, because some mods they're built on top of other mods.
And then but it's just they went about, like they said in it was the fact that it said it in that video. This isn't a paid mod scheme, but it is a paid mod scheme because you look in the corner, it says purchase credits.
Yeah, it is.
And the only way you can purchase credits is by
Yeah,
money.
it is. But at the same time, I could cynically argue that it is more
They worded it so badly.
Okay. I'll give you
It
that.
was just like, why?
Yeah, I'll give you
And
that.
like, who wants to buy a crab?
Well, this time around, it is actually going to be quality check. I mean, let's at least give them the benefit of the doubt, because at the same time, as a person that used to create stuff, I would like to be compensated. And it's a case of, are you really going to tell somebody that has spent hundreds of hours not to be paid? They're just going to do it for the goodness of their own heart? Yeah, no. No.
But and then the problem was they went, oh, we're releasing Fallout 4 VR. So, but you can't use the mods on the VR.
I'm pretty sure you have a completely different architecture for that. Obviously, again, I don't particularly know the ins and outs, but I'm pretty sure it is a completely different system when you're converting it to VR. It is literally not the same engine. So, yeah.
The funniest thing about Bethesda's one was, oh, here's Elder Scrolls Morrowind. Oh, Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind, which came out a week before the event.
I think that was a complaint about most of the conferences. It's the case of a lot of people did not really have much to show, so they just basically stretched out stuff. Because even the EA conference, they gave us literally almost half an hour of Battlefront, and it's a case.
That's cool. I don't care. I like Battlefront. So.
Really? You like guns that have random spread patterns, i.e. yeah, Sophie, do you know everybody says Overwatch is a casual game?
Yeah.
In Battlefront, you have guns that have literally random spread patterns. In other words, yeah, a bullet can literally land anywhere within that cone, and you will never learn it. Whereas at least in like the Overwatch, there is a somewhat predictable pattern. You got blooms. You can see when the bullets are spreading and shit. Whereas in Battlefront, no, the guns will just have random spread just cause.
The anniversary event was a bit shit.
Only because.
It's just a bit...
Anything to do with E3, but no, I will. Yeah, but because there was way too much loot for little grind and for how many duplicates. Yeah, because I did buy a loot box after that, and I just realized. No, I stopped because I realized I'm just getting duplicates. I mean, I'm actually gonna stop buying loot boxes now, just because because they've got so much junk now. You are so less likely to get the stuff you want. So yeah, until they sort out the duplicate problems.
They added like a ton of shit into the loot boxes, but only for the anniversary event. But then they charged a load of credits, and there was stuff for every character, and it was like the most expensive event. And
Yes.
they lowered the drop box rate as well. So
I don't
you had
think-
like no fucking chance of getting anything.
I don't think that's been proven, and again, because this is where I play devil's advocate. In all fairness, the rate of getting a legendary is a hell of a lot better than COD, because again, I used to play another loot box with a loot box system, i.e. bloody Black Ops 3. The possibility of getting a legendary drop was 0.5.
I bought 50 loot boxes and I got 2.
Okay, you must have got no offense, you must have got bummed very hard, because I only brought 11 loot boxes, and I got at least I got 2 legendaries. And admittedly, there were characters I don't use, like bloody May and who else was it? I can't remember now. Oh yeah.
I got 3. No, I got Symmetra, Diva, and Soldier. And I really hated Soldier's skin, so I really didn't
everybody did.
It was terrible. And I was more interested in getting all the dances, but even those are 750 each. And it was just terrible. It was a terrible event. I mean, the arcade event was fun, but the actual thing was fucking terrible.
I can't even remember what the arcade event was, because I didn't even bother playing.
They did Total Mayhem.
Oh, that stupid thing! No, I hated that. I hated that mode because
where it was like double everything, but then halved on the alt charges and stuff. It was a bit crazy, but
no, it was stupid because I had an adder that was constantly sleep darting me over and over again.
Yeah.
And I thought, why does anybody want to play this mode? This is stupid.
Yeah, this happened more than once to me.
So adder was just constantly sleep darting me and then teabagging me and then rinse and repeat. And I was thinking, Yeah, this is fun, guys. Serious. Because, you know, the base game itself isn't balanced to begin with. So now you've got a game that's even more imbalanced. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Christian, I think... So what were your major takes from E3 then?
Days Gone, Detroit Human...
Days Gone? Really? You still think zombie games have a place in 2017? Or 2000...
Days Gone is... Oh no, I was reading the wrong one. Where's that gone? I meant... Oh no, where's my...
Yeah, because Days Gone is that generic zombie-looking game. I mean, it looks impressive.
No, it wasn't Days Gone, it's the other one. I can't read my writing.
You got problems, dude. If you can't read your own writing, you might want to sort that out.
It's the one, the prison guy, the prison one, the two-player one.
Oh, I remember.
Way Out.
Way Out. Oh,
Way
that
Out.
looks good because I actually played their previous game, Brothers of Two Souls, and that is.
Yeah, that's why I liked it because I was like, oh, it's probably two gold got. So, Detroit Human.
David Cage game.
Yeah,
it should be good.
I just like the. I like the expansion of what will happen when you select to not. Wait, I like that it shows what are the possible outcomes if you choose that option. And I was like, Human Right, yes please. That'd be my one. Shadows Colossus, because I love Shadows Colossus.
That was a controversial one because the new graphical changes have made it lost a lot of atmosphere. Because you know the original Shadow Colossus, they had to use tons of fogs and it was all washed out. Whereas the new graphical update makes it look more like a generic game now. Because that's what a lot of people I remember reporting.
We'll soon see. God of War, obviously, Uncharted.
Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, Dad of War does. That actually does look cool, actually, because it's kind of weird. Because I didn't really like the original God of War games because they were just a dumbed down version of DMC. But this is like looking more sort of like dare I say, a Souls kind of games, more slow and deliberate, which I quite like. But as long as they're not as hard as the Souls games, I might actually play them because I did try to play Neo, and it was a case
God of War was never hard. It was pretty easy to.
No. Fun fact: they actually had a deliberate playtester. They hired somebody to just play the game by mashing one buttons. That is how.
Pretty much. That's. You could literally just press fast attack constantly.
Yeah.
Uncharted Lost Legacy. I love Chloe Fraser, and it'd be cool to play as her properly. I can't read my writing. I put something Marva. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
It was in the PS4 conference. I don't know what that is. I did like the fact that Monster of the Deep. That's fucking hilarious. The Final Fantasy 15 VR game. That was funny.
That was last year though. So it's not new. That's not even new at all. And I think
Monsters of the Deep.
Oh, Monsters of the Deep. No. You were saying the Final Fantasy VR game, but that they
Monsters of the Deep was the Final Fantasy 15 VR where you just go fishing.
Okay, that was a new one.
That looked funny.
You got attacked by a monster at the end. Yeah, now I remember it now. Yeah.
Spider-Man is.
It looks a lot like Arkham. I was just thinking, isn't this just Arkham? But
it's the Arkham combat, and it looks like the original Spider-Man 2 web swinging, and I just love the fact that it just looks incredible. Battlefront, obviously. Shadows of War, because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. That looks amazing. Life is Strange 2. Well, the prequel.
Three episode prequel. I think they're doing it as a stopgap. I think they do want to make a proper part 2, but it's one of those games where I'd rather watch somebody else play it than actually play it myself. As horrible as that sounds.
I just like episodic games, so.
You do? Really?
Yeah, I do. I like episodic games. I like Telltale games, so it's just like I just get the season pass and then I'll wait until episodes are out and then I just do it in one sitting because I hate doing it. I can't do one episode and then wait because it feels like a TV show.
Well, that's pretty much what
killed. It hurts.
That's what pretty much killed the Hitman game. Apparently, the last Hitman game was actually good, but the episodic.
The Hitman game is amazing. The new Hitman game was amazing, and I'm annoyed that Square Enix didn't want to keep it on. Even though they were halfway through season 2, working on it I'm looking forward to PlayerUnknown because I love that game.
But you can play it already anyway on your PC, right?
Yeah. But the problem is, it's still in early access on Steam, well on PC.
that doesn't mean anything. A lot of games are still in early access.
This is the problem with PlayerUnknown on PC. If you don't have a PC that doesn't do games well, like my laptop, if you put down the resolution to its lowest form, when you're watching other players, you can there's grass that like this tall, so you can lay prone it and not be seen.
Okay.
If you're in your lowest setting, they in their screen it will look like they're prone in long grass, but on your screen they're just laying on the floor and you can see them. That's how funny it is. So I can see players be in prone in long grass because my resolution is down to the lowest, so I can see them and shoot them.
To be honest, PC has always had that janky advantage. It's like there are people that are able to run their games at a higher frame rate. Essentially, they're like Neo. They've got more faster perspective. Because that's been the problem with Overwatch on PC, that people that have got their rich man setups and their 120 hertz monitors, yeah, they are murdering everybody because they have got literally a distinctive advantage because they can react more. Because they've got that little millisecond of time.
That's why I think when it goes down onto Xbox, it will be a bit more crisper, and the fact that everyone will be a fair advantage.
Okay.
Because on PC, well, with the fact that I can kill people who are supposed to be in long grass, yet I shouldn't be able to kill them because technically I shouldn't be able to see them because they're in long grass. It's kind of unfair to them because I'm playing on a lower res, so I can see, because I'm taking out all basically a texture of the field, so I can kill people, which it's not fair on them, but I get kills and it makes funny. So I think it'd be a bit more fair on
okay.
X when it's online, and with the fact that it's got over 4 million players on PC, that will translate well to Xbox. Like, people seeing it and going, if you like Battle Royale, which most people do,
yeah,
you get to kill people and it's funny.
I don't know. I quite like my Overwatch.
And it's really tense. And it's really, really tense. Because if you don't have weapons, you're screwed. And you literally have to survive. It's all about survival. It's really hard to survive in that game.
Fair
Because
enough.
the territory gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it gets to a circle like that big. And there can be up to 16 players in this small circle. And then sometimes it just collapses on you and you'll die, which is not fun. Knights of the Old Republic.
A re-release, wasn't it?
No, the fact that the Xbox One X and Xbox One S and all the Xboxes.
Oh, actually, yeah. Let's talk about this.
Okay. I can play my Knights of the Republic again.
Okay, let's talk about the Xbox One X.
I hate the name. It's annoying because it just pisses me off.
It
sounds like the Apple model. Here's an Apple iPhone. It's an Apple iPhone 5, 5S, 6, 6S, 7, 7S, 7S Plus. It just sounds like...
Be honest, that was Microsoft's so doing because it goes back to why they called the 360 the 360, because they didn't want to call it the Xbox 2 because it would have sounded inferior to like PlayStation, which was released the PlayStation 3. It was like, no, Xbox 2 sounds too inferior, so we're just gonna make it the 360. And then obviously they then dug their hole even more, where they just went backwards and we now call it the One, and now you think you added X. Do you know what the irritating thing is? It's quite clever. I don't know if they were deliberate. You can't even turn it into an acronym, because if you turn it into an acronym, it just says Xbox.
I've started calling the Xbox One X the Xbox Xbonix.
That's too many words, bruv. I mean,
Xbonix. It's one word, Xbonix. It's like Onyx from Pokemon to X, and it's Xbonix.
Do you know what? I prefer the nickname everyone was given the Xbox One. It was just called the Xbone. That was quite cool. But yeah, that's just going to confuse the hell out. Although, in all fair honesty, it's a hell of a lot better than what happened with Nintendo when they did the Wii U, and it just confused the hell out of everybody because they thought it was just an add-on, as opposed to no, it was actually its own.
Xbox.
I see your point.
Xbox. Xbox, because it goes. That's the X from the
I
Xbox.
get it.
The BO from the box, the N from the 1, and the X from the X. Xbox.
All right. Who here might actually buy one? Sophie?
Me.
I literally just bought an Xbox One last September, and now
Wait, hold on. You bought an Expo, not a bloody PS4? Why?
I already have a PS4, but it's shit.
What? Why?
Well, I have an Xbox, not an Xbox 4, a PS4, for a really long time. And I've had a lot of games on it. And then it was sort of last, I'd say September, October time. I went, turned it on, just as usual, just didn't do anything different. The whole thing corrupted itself, and I lost everything.
Okay, that's freaky.
So I don't know what happened. I turned it on, and it was like this system has hit like a massive error, and none of my games saved. It's really dumb because it still says I have all the achievements from the games, but it's no progress. Like, I went on to my Assassin's Creed game that I had finished everything, and I was moving on to the Jack the Ripper DLC because I was just starting my Jack the Ripper cosplay at the same time, so I wanted to play the game while making it. And I thought, okay, well, I'll take a day off, play the game, and move on and do it. The whole thing just crashed as soon as I turned it on. So I was like, well, fuck this.
So you just entirely decided to shift your loyalty to the other guys because of that?
Yeah, so, no, what happened was, in September, well, it was more sort of June, July time, I swapped jobs last year, and I didn't know how long I'd be out of work, so for a while I was just saving up spare cash to, keep me going in between that gap. Luckily, that gap was not very long, so the money I had saved, I was like, I'm going to treat myself, and I bought myself an Xbox One with the money that I'd saved to keep me going if I needed it. But luckily I didn't need it, and then I bought an Xbox One because all my other friends have Xbox One.
Oh,
and then I was able
just because
to
your friends have them. Okay, that's fair enough, because I could have...
I didn't get a brand new one. I bought a second-hand one, almost second-hand, apart from my games. The games are all new, but the Xbox itself was second-hand because I just couldn't afford to buy a brand new one. But I could get this one from CX, which
Alright,
one from CX, and I bought the controller, the mic, headphone thingy, Xbox headset from them as well. And I got all the games were on sale anyway, so I got a discount on those just by chance. I didn't even know they were going to be on sale. I went on a website and I was like, oh, sweet. And there, my charger cable was brand new though as well. I just thought, fuck it, I'd buy a brand new charger cable just to have that. But
alright.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Okay,
fair enough. So you did just literally buy an Xbox One, and now all of a sudden, and now here's the new Xbox X.
Yeah, I literally just bought one in September last year, and now there's a brand new console out. So I don't know how much life my Xbox One is going to have on it until I decide to upgrade.
We'll see, because I think Xbox's problem at the moment is, they don't really have that many exclusives, unless, of course, you want to play Crackdown and...
The only reason I play Crackdown is because it's got Terry Crews. Well, hopefully got Terry Crews in it. If it's not, no point.
Yeah, I'm wondering that. I'm wondering that about myself. Is Terry Crews actually in the game? Because
if he voices a character, then I'll be alright. But if he's not in the game at all, then I won't be bothered.
That man is way too manly. I swear to God, man should not be that manly.
That's the whole reason I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine is for Terry Crews. He's
so good though.
But the other games that I was looking forward to, South Park.
Yeah, it's finally got a release date because that got delayed and
Comes
delayed.
out my birthday. Well, the day after my birthday.
Must be it to the side. But anyway, get back to the original point. So
Transference, which was the weird Elijah Wood promo, which I thought was kind of creepy.
But that's a VR game, and I thought you said VR with meh.
Oh no, I do play VR. I played Farscape on PS4. That was alright.
Okay.
With the weird gun. And then Starlink, which I thought was amazing.
Starlink. What was that again?
That was on where it's got the like Lego S models that you put on your controller, and the little.
Oh,
figures.
now I remember. It's basically grown up. It's grown up.
It was like Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, I think everyone was liking it. It's basically grown up Skylanders, and I'm thinking, are 20 something?
Don't call it that. It's Lego. It looks like Lego. It's stained Lego.
Yeah, but it's still.
You get to change your ship.
But it's still it's still external. It's still in the same league as bloody amiibos. Though hopefully, unlike amiibos, you'll be able to actually buy them. But anyway.
Yeah, they'll probably be like a starter pack, hopefully. But it's just the fact that you get to take bits off your ship and upgrade it.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had
better
Lego
armor. Yeah, I'm not a Lego enthusiast though. But to be fair, it just reminds me of as a kid, like it just looked like Transformers.
You know, I'm surprised.
To me, it was like Transformers, Voltron, and a big Gundam, all mixed in one.
You know,
I was like, I need models on my I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna play this game because, like, your controller's here, and then it has like a bracket that comes out of your controller, and then the model's sat on top, and slash figure that you customize as well, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the way they did it in Skylanders and Infinite was a little bit more elegant.
I don't want that shoot base. That was annoying.
But how is basically clicking something onto your pad and then making it dangle off any better? That's.
Well, I'll just use another pad for the actual controller and that one is. You still wanted the model one.
I just want to play a computer game. I don't want to buy external tap, which may or may not be out. Oh, dearie me.
Hey, it's better than Skyrim VR.
You're right. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Or I can't even read my notes.
You're the one that wrote
them. Oh, that Impatient game, that looked terrible.
Impatience. What was that again?
That was that VR one where it was Creepy Hospital.
Can we stop making bloody horror games? I want to use VR, but I hate horror.
But
stop it.
Impatience is made by the people that made Until Dawn. So it could
All
be
right,
good.
even more. No, I'm sorry. I don't like horror. I don't like horror. I admit it. I'm a bloody coward, but it's just a case of I don't like horror for the philosophy that I play computer games to be empowered. I want to solve my problems through violence, through gunfire, not to bloody run away. Monster! No!
To be fair,
Die, monster! Blap, blap, blap! Sorry.
Mario and Rabbids, or as I call it, XCOM.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, it's XCOMs with Mario characters. Though I do have to admit, I just like the concept of Mario actually having a gun. I just thought, I would actually play.
It's technically a gun. It's basically a remover from the Mario timeline. Because
it looks like a gun, though.
Their world, and yeah, it's just like. Oh. But apparently, because I was watching a video later in the game, Mario gets a hammer, and he gets to destroy people with a hammer.
Bloody hell! He's going old boy on people. Damn!
Is Space Gun more dangerous than Hammer, or is Hammer more violent? I was like, I think Hammer's more violent.
You know what?
At least Space Gun just puts him to dust.
I don't know about you. They both sound pretty violent enough to me. At least if you turn into dust, you won't feel it. Whereas a hammer, you're gonna feel the blood force trauma.
If Yamamoto's on board of it, then he must be alright.
I don't know.
That segment was so awkward.
Yeah, but anything involving Nintendo is bloody awkward. I mean, remember the stupid little puppets they did a while back? Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, because we're running out of time, we have to talk about, or not talk about, the Devolver Digital Conference. Who saw that?
No, because it was like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Nobody saw it. All right, I don't want to spoil it. It is the greatest thing ever. It's actually quite short. It's only like about 15 minutes. So just Google it on YouTube. Yeah, basically, you will see what a drug trip is without taking drugs. It's one of those things where, thank God there's a recording of it, because it'd be like, just see that. I don't want to spoil it, guys. Just watch the Devolver Digital Conference. It is. I don't want to give it away. It isn't really a conference. It's basically an Adult Swim sketch comedy, but it is. It's just basically a giant piss take of E3 itself.
One thing that annoyed me.
Okay.
Was the Xbox conference where they thought, let's unveil a car because we all care about cars.
In all fair honesty, the Xbox conference this year was nowhere as bad as television, TV, Call of Duty, TV, Call of Duty. They did actually talk about games this year.
Yeah, I know, but right, you go to a gaming conference to look at games. You don't go, oh, here's a brand new Porsche 911 GT RS2. Does anyone care? No. And you can even look at the crowd's reaction. They're like, what? What's this? Why is there a car here?
Yeah, but that's still less. Games. It's still a lot less cringe than just basically getting Pele to talk about to talk about a game that he doesn't obviously care about, or when they got one of those football managers, and the first question you ask the football manager, so do you play FIFA? Do you buy any microtransactions? Oh my god! Did he just say that? So yeah, car is not that.
Monster Hunter.
Not really into Monster Hunter.
I was, and I still like it. So I played this when it comes out, whatever that is.
Well, yeah, because finally you don't have to buy a Nintendo console to actually play Monster Hunter, so it's kind of a big coup. Though apparently it's more of an MMO, which again I don't have. There's not enough hours in the day to play those games.
I have all the time in the world.
Well, in your case, yeah, but to most other people, time is precious. Bloody hell, Chris, you're dragging it down, even though we've been quite a cynical go at the E3.
Die doing something I like.
Playing looter shooters. Okay. Yay! I got the legendary weapon!
Creed was.
What?
That's what annoys me about the new Assassin's Creed.
Oh, we're going to talk about the statue now.
That £699. Piss off.
Yeah.
You can buy an Xbox One X and an Xbox S for that price.
Again, playing devil's advocate, because I admit that does sound really effing stupid.
I looked at it and I was like, for a statue, I don't think apparently it's all sold out. I looked again, it's all sold out. Yeah, because
that's what. Yeah, because they didn't evidently.
Assassin's Creed fanboys, they can all just be shot.
Come on, Christian, behave. Now, I was literally about to say, just as a big counter argument, you're not required to buy it, but evidently Ubisoft's gambit paid off because everybody bought it. So, but they were right.
I read the terms and conditions. Won't get until after release.
Well, yeah, because it's not out yet. Because you know why? Do you know why? It actually comes with the game, because that's not the worst collector's edition that has ever happened, because there was like a Battlefield 1 collector's edition that didn't actually have a game. And you were thinking, wait a minute, why call it a Battlefield 1 collector's edition if it doesn't actually have Battlefield 1? So the fact that the statue actually had the game is kind of a positive.
The only problem that I have with Assassin's Creed Origins is that I swear Ubisoft go, right, what games do we have in our arsenal, and go, what can we add to the Assassin's Creed games? Oh, let's put a Tom Clancy Wildlands in there. Let's put some loot system in there from Division. Let's put some level up.
Oh, you're talking about yeah. I don't know if we said this on the previous show.
The abilities and skills from Far Cry. I was like, what is this? Why have I just got an amalgamation of games and just shot into one?
What you're talking about, fella, is called Ubisoft the Game, because there was once a review, somebody called Ubisoft the Game, where in this game you have crafting, you have to climb up towers to reveal the map, and you kind of realise that could be talking about 4 different games. and the thing with Origins is, you use your eagle like a drone, like you did in Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, and in Wildlands, where you're in Bolivia and you got drones to scout your opponents, and then you mark them on the map.
Actually, here's a cool point, because we're running out of time, and it's like, as much shit as we give Ubisoft and all that, do you know what the highest selling game this year was? Was it? Do you think it was Breath of the Wild? No. Did you think it was Horizon Zero Dawn? No. It was.
If it's Tom Clancy's Wildlands.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. Because surprisingly, people old games.
I like open world games, but Ubisoft just take the piss because.
Yeah, but they're making money, so it's like where it's not fixed.
Yeah, as much as I didn't really like Far Cry 4.
Yeah, because it was Ubisoft the game. It was Ubisoft the game. The only difference is it was first person.
And the problem is, like, all Far Cry games are pretty much the same.
Yeah, but I want to play. I still want to play.
But I just want to kill religious zealots.
Yeah, the same thing. It's like I've got no interest in those games, but I thought, you know what? I get to run over religious zealots with a combined harvester. Count me in, and I get a dog that fetches me guns.
It's just the Assassin's Creed game just annoys me because it's like I remember how good two up to Revelations was good.
Revelations
3
was
a
fun.
bit. 3 was a bit.
Yeah, I can understand. I still like 3. Well, I'm biased, but
yeah, I know you do. I liked 4. 4 actually got me back into the game because I was like, as soon as I saw pirates and naval stuff, I was like, that's me. Because I was like, that was the only thing I liked from number 3 was the naval missions mainly. And then they actually did a full game with naval system. I was like, yes, I get to blow things up. But which they just basically went, let's steal that and put it in Skull and Bones and make its own game.
Yeah, but you know what? Everyone was asking for it at the time, though. So well done for Ubisoft for actually listening, because a lot of people were saying, I really love the naval combat, but I don't really like the Assassin's Creed bit. So hopefully they will expand it.
I watched a video on Skull and Bones today, and they actually spoke about it a bit more in depth. It was a 20-minute video with one of the creators of it.
I'll have to look
and
that
basically,
up,
it's an open world map.
Oh,
and
God.
it has PvP places.
All right.
So you can go into these zones like Division, and it'd be a PvP area. But the main objective of the game is you're a captain. You get to customize your captain. There is more shanties to sing along to.
I did actually like those. Yeah, those were kind of cool.
They're brand new ones, and there'll be ones, and they've also put in the old ones from Assassin's Creed 4. You can customize your ship, obviously, but you start off with one ship, and then you can expand your fleet.
A fleet? Bloody hell.
Well, up to five ships.
That's a
But when you play online, you can play or play in PvP with your friends. Obviously, they can choose what ship they want to take into the battle. So technically, you could have 5 frigates, or like 1 frigate and then like 4 smaller ships.
Actually, when you think about it, that does actually kind of sound cool. So if you got like 4 of your mates and you're going up against another
frigates.
So it's like you've got 5 different people controlling their old ships, and if it plays like it does in the Assassin's Creed game, that could be epic. But the problem was that combat did get a little bit repetitive after a while. So I'm hoping.
They said that when you board in multiplayer, it won't be as long as it will be in single player.
Yeah, because
they want to make it a bit more faster and they want to make it a bit more fluid. But also, they said that in the online multiplayer sections, everyone has the same. Everyone's got the same fairness. The weather is one condition, so there's no like advantage to one team or another team, like with the wind or rain and storms. It's just literally one kind of setting just to make it fair. Because if you got disadvantage, you're screwed from the get-go if that happens. So that's kind of cool. I like the fact I don't care about. Well, I'll play it sometimes online, but I just want to play it for the story. I say story. It's Ubisoft. There won't be a story.
Yeah, because if you remove the if you remove the assassins element, then what would the story be? Yaha, we're pirates.
I just kind of wish they kind of did the pirates thing, like they did in Pirates Caribbean game from like 2001 on the original OG Xbox. That was actually good because you got to go to Tortuga, and that was like an RPG. I think I've still got it somewhere. But if they made it like that, that would have been awesome. Like, you go to different ports and you get to like do things to make you to be the pirate lord that you want to be. Essentially, that's what they should have done.
Well, as you know, Ubisoft.
Hopefully.
Okay. Well, as you know, Ubisoft famously said that they don't make a games unless it's a franchise. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, Skull and Bones is going to be its own franchise, and perhaps, yeah, they will introduce an actual story mode. But again, I don't know. Pirates is just not my thing, so maybe.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Nah.
Sea of Thieves I will play definitely because it just reminds me of Fable, and I loved Fable.
Really, because it's basically
the first one, not the second or the third.
Characters look it. The only problem I got with Sea of Thieves is you need 5 other people because, as we all know from playing bloody Overwatch, yeah, let's get random. Okay, this ship is gonna sink.
No, Sea of Thieves was the single player where you got to shoot someone at a cannon.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Whoa! Sophie, you still there?
Yeah. Sorry, I had like a load of lag.
Okay, well the camera's froze anyway, and I think we're just about we're literally about to wrap up, and yeah, conclusion. Because I think the last couple of shows I realised we don't actually we talk a lot about stuff, we don't actually have full conclusions. So I think I've already said my conclusion about E3. I think this year was massively underwhelming, and the reveal of the Xbox One. I need to see more because I think, the hardware is good, but I think, as we've learnt, having the most power does not mean you win. Because Xbox One had more power than the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 still won. So, final conclusions, Sophie? This E3.
Yeah, it was alright. It wasn't as good as like previous years. I wasn't as sucked into it this year, so that was kind of disappointing for me. Usually I'm like really into it and I like watching all the presentations and stuff, but there's just nothing that, I just missed a load of them. Actually, I don't think I even watched any of them this year. I was just like, eh.
No, I think that is the problem, because it's like most of the information. Why do you need to watch a whole press conference of stuff that you don't want to watch when, literally on IGN, you'll get the stuff that you want to watch afterwards? It'd be like, oh!
Yeah, it was just a bit... eh.
Yeah. Your opinion?
It was alright. The only problem I had with the Xbox thing was, you keep banging on about it being the most powerful console ever made, but there was nothing that particularly sold it as a consumer item. Having a powerful console's good, but there was no thing to make you want to buy it there and then, because there's no exclusives to the Xbox X.
Well, yeah, they've lost most of them, yeah.
Yeah, because Destiny 2's buggered off. Crackdown is
that's the only thing they're banking on the moment.
But that's not a console seller. If they actually got BioWare, that could have sold them a ton, because it looked really good. But obviously BioWare and EA won't side with companies, because EA don't do that.
Yeah.
As I said, EA are doing it for Battlefront, which is funny. But the problem is, they didn't actually have any games, they don't basically have any games that will want to make you buy the Xbox X on release day.
Yeah, but that's not is that really a bad thing though? Because I'll give you that.
But it kind of is, because when PS4 got announced, they were like, "Here's Metal Gear Solid. Here's Uncharted 4. Here's Uncharted 4.
Okay, Uncharted 4 I'll give you, but that wasn't Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid wasn't exclusive to PS4. I think.
Yeah, but when you think of Metal Gear Solid, you always think of Sony.
Yeah, that was the case during the PS3 era, because obviously it only came out on the PS3, whereas now games development are so expensive now you can't really. Yeah, because
Also Zero Dawn, that was incredible.
Yeah. I can't really do open world games, but yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Xbox doesn't have anything for them anymore, and they need something. They just need something that's star power to make it sell.
Okay.
Because, like, I'm surprised didn't line up with Ubisoft for a game because.
No, because Ubisoft are on board with Nintendo. So yeah, that's why.
Yeah, it's just there's so many. I didn't have many games in their list.
So the end of the Cosplay podcast, even though we just spent the last hour talking about E3, even though we admitted it wasn't that great. Anyway, that's the end of episode 30. Hopefully our next show we'll actually talk about more cosplay related things. So anyway.
Which is when?
It will be soon, but not so soon because we're in that awkward con season. I'm going to finish making my damn costume for Dragon Con and... But
I think the only con soon is LSCC.
I've got Kita in August. That's it.
Alright, well, we'll get another report. We'll see how many ambulances were required.
Nina.
Hopefully none, like last year.
Okay, because, yes, what was that? It was safe, or whatever was it.
Yeah, no, it was hashtag safe or hashtag not safe. But it worked. Everyone
Okay.
didn't have to call out any ambulances this time. That's good news.
Okay, but anyway, that's... so, like I said, all that's left to do is goodbye to my guests. Sophie, Kyoto Creations, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm not going to mention my YouTube because...
Oh wow, the haters are getting to you that much then.
I just anything like that's not FNAF related, it just gets nothing, and I'm just like, I don't give a shit anymore.
you want to love? No, do you know what? I feel your pain. I want to love Assassin's Creed, but it's a case of sometimes the fandom it is trying, isn't it?
There's gonna be no boxy videos for the entire year. Like I might consider taking it to next Collectormania just because of the space that I have to run around in. But there's going to be like no new videos until then, so people are just going to start complaining after a while.
Just clickbait them.
Yay! Do react videos. Do drama videos. Yeah, that's it. You'll still get guaranteed views.
Or what you do is you just make a video of yourself sat in the costume or just the head for like an hour and just say nothing, and they'll be like, "Yay! We got something."
Okay. Anyway, and Christian, Heartbound Cosplay, isn't it?
Yeah, everywhere apart from Twitter where it's Heartbound Props because
right.
Twitter's shit.
Anyway, fellas, and
Twitter hates me.
anyway, and we are off. Adios. Goodbye.
Let's be the same.
Bye bye.
Okay. And